YouTube booming. IG live booming. Me silence my phone just in case niggas try to fuck my shit up. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Too Much Game Podcast or at Uncle Dolemite. What's going on? Let me get this show started, cause nigga, I got a limited time. What's going on, Luke Fly talking? Boy, today was a fucking day. And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Uncle Dolemite, for the Too Much Game Podcast. Live from the sanctuary once again. Man, boy. It's been a hell of a 2 weeks, my nigga. That's all I can really say, nigga. It's been a time. I would've did this motherfucker earlier in the day. But I went to pick my kids up from school and there was literally a fucking homeless crackhead in my swimming pool, my nigga. Nigga, I wasn't even out the house that fucking long. Nigga, I go to fucking pick my kids up. And I go to fucking take my daughter to go get some food from Wendy's and shit. And my landlord hit me like, "Hey, you home right now?" I'm like, "Nah, why? What's up?" She was like, "Nigga, there's a naked woman in the pool." And in my head, I'm like, damn, I ain't invited nobody to the crib. Like, what the fuck going on? Sure enough, nigga, it's a fucking homeless white bitch in my pool, my nigga. So a motherfucker, come home, fucking police outside and shit. I look, nigga, the pool empty. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Nigga go, nobody in the pool, but the fucking sheriff is sitting outside. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then nigga talking to the bitch. The bitch in the fucking garage taking a shit. I'm like, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, in such a short amount of fucking time. Like, nigga, I wasn't gone but less than an hour. And it's a fucking crackhead in my pool. And then the motherfucker in the garage taking the shit. Like, and as y'all know, last week, I didn't do my fucking episode. My bad, y'all. Nigga, I broke my motherfucking teeth, dog. Literally, nigga, eating a sandwich. So, I ain't had no fucking bottom teeth, my nigga. And, when I would talk, it be shit, funny and shit. So, my bad. What's going on, Blackjack 94 from Birmingham? In the motherfucking building. What's the deal? But, yeah, nigga, I have to go to the fucking dentist, give me, a new little bottom partial. So, a nigga, I could make my words sound good and shit. I can't do this motherfucking show. I'm not finna spit this motherfucker through the wire when my shit sounding fucked up. Literally, I'm doing low key the fucking equivalent of that right now. I got a new fucking set of bottom teeth and I'm trying to get used to them. So, if my shit sound weird or if you see on YouTube my mouth look weird as I'm speaking, my bad. God damn, what's going on, Hydro Boy from fucking Hawaii? Nigga, shout out to Hawaii. Nigga, I ain't even know I like beaches until I went to fucking Hawaii. I went to some beach on the north side of Honolulu. On the other side of the Dole Plantation, nigga. That beach clean as a motherfucker. I did the rock jump shit. If y'all niggas have been following me, y'all saw me do that shit looking goofy as a motherfucker. But shout out to Hawaii, nigga. But today's episode, I want to talk about tactful speaking. Diplomacy, if you will. Communicating yourself effectively. Matter of fact, because I fucking what's that? Waimea Bay. Yeah, that shit. I fuck with that shit, nigga. That fucking beach dope. But yeah, nigga, let me give a fucking moment of silence to the late great Kevin Samuels. Man, that shit is all fucking bad. I don't know if y'all niggas gonna be able to hear my motherfucking air conditioner in the back, but it's 100 out here, so my fucking bad if you could hear it. But yeah, man, Kevin Samuels passing kind of ties in a little bit to what the fuck I want to talk about today. which is being tactful in your speech and being like being diplomatic in general, my nigga. Shout out Real Talk with Tim. I did an episode with him not too long ago. That motherfucker gonna come out soon. Good looking out, yeah, nigga. I got the I just went got the motherfucking Too Much Game chain made and shit. It been a minute, nigga. I've been waiting to get this motherfucker. Like, motherfucker costs a lot of money, dog. Let me just put it that way. I been wanted one of these motherfuckers, but like this shit was bigger than I expected. It cost me more than I expected, and I kind of like didn't want to reveal the motherfucker for a while. So, it's here. But yeah, I want to talk about tactful speech. Like just communicating yourself effectively. Being diplomatic in all of your moves and all your relationships and how you carry yourself. How you speak to people. How you come off as a person when you talk to people. Like there's a right and a wrong way to say anything. Like I've talked about that shit before on this motherfucking show, but like with the passing of Kevin Samuels, like I said, a lot of times on this fucking show, sometimes I plant a seed, other times I water a seed that I already planted. Today, this is going to be a watering of something that I already brought up. Like effective communication is very fucking important. Like being the fact that I'm a goddamn podcaster, y'all understand how important it is for me to communicate well. Like I said, the reason that I didn't do my episode last week is because my shit was fucked up. And I value how I come off. I value how I sound, what I say, how I say shit. How it comes off, what I say when I say what I say to who I say it to. Like I'm a big believer in always carrying yourself diplomatically. Like a big part of diplomacy is your tone. How you say shit a lot of times is just as important as what you say. Like with a Kevin Samuels. Like the way that Kevin Samuels articulated himself rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And, it kind of goes both ways. Him as a content creator, a lot of times when we're in this content game, we gotta say shit a certain way in order for it to come off a certain way. Good or bad. Because, like they say, there's no press or there's no such thing as bad press. So even bad press is good press long as you getting press. Because Kevin Samuels wasn't a new figure in the content game. Kevin Samuels had been doing videos for a few years, but they wasn't really getting no traction. They wasn't really getting traction until he started, like really laying into people, till he really started being fucking abrasive with his speech. And it got him hated, but at the same time, it got him famous. And that's the fucking thing with the way that you come off. Like, nigga, you can be unknown for being nice, or you could be infamous for being mean. Like how important that is to you is up to you. Like me personally, like I don't want to come off as like the dickhead, because there's a lot of shit that I say on this motherfucking show. I call people bitch ass niggas. I call people punk ass bitches. I call niggas bitch all the fucking time on this show. I call a lot of niggas bitches. I say a lot of niggas fall into the bitch ass nigga category a lot. But at the same time, the way that I say it, the way that I present it, I don't really think that I say it in a way that I'm gonna get hate for it, because I try to make sure that people understand the difference between who they are and what the fuck I'm talking about. Just because I say bitches don't mean I'm talking to all women. Just because I say bitch ass niggas don't mean I'm talking to all men. Just because I say I know more male bitches than female bitches don't mean that I'm saying that all these niggas is bitches. So one of the things that I understood as far as the Kevin Samuel situation and how that went and why people hated him so much is that only hit dogs holler. Only people that are offended by what Kevin Samuel said are the people that fell into the categories that he was talking about. And also the people who didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about in general, because a big part of communication is understanding. A lot of motherfuckers spend more time hearing what a motherfucker say trying to fucking reply than hearing what a motherfucker say trying to understand. Like that was a lot of motherfuckers' problem with Kevin Samuels. They just didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. They would go off of little clips of what they would see, little shit he would say, and they wouldn't go to watch the whole show. They wouldn't listen to the whole conversation. They didn't want to get the whole context. Like the women who hated what the nigga said, like they didn't want to hear the fact that he would go just as hard on men. They didn't want to hear the fact that a lot of what he was saying was just to see the black community as a whole move forward, to see the black community as a whole do better. They only wanted to hear what they wanted to hear, to basically confirm their bias against them. What you say, West Virginia, uncommon place. Concise with precision is how you should speak. No beating around the bush. Exactly. Cause nigga, y'all niggas know how I get down. Nigga, I'm just straight to the point with the shit. Nigga, if you gonna get some profanity, you gonna get some profanity. Nigga, it's just all 100% real shit. Nigga, that's the only way that I do that shit. Because I want you to understand what the fuck I'm saying. I like to get my motherfucking point across the way that I get it across. And the thing is, I might come off abrasive, but it's never mean. It's never tacky. I never do nothing to purposely piss people off. Like something that I believe as far as like diplomacy and effective communication in the way that I'm trying to like put it to y'all today on this episode and how you talk to people is, I think it was Winston Churchill who said, tact is the ability to tell a person to go to hell and have them look forward to the trip. I feel like that's kind of how it is with me. Like I use a lot of profanity. Like I'm an aggressive fucking speaker. I'm not loud, but like the words that I say and how I say them come off as fucking aggressive. Like a lot of motherfuckers be like, nigga, you be talking shit. You be saying some crazy shit, nigga. Whoop-de-whoop. And it's like, yeah, somewhat, but I'm very tactful in my speech. I'm very tactful with how I come off with people. Like I might use a lot of profanity, but there's a method to the fucking madness. Like, as far as the community and the homies of podcasters, the reason that, like I always got this little fucking thing of me being the best is the way that I fucking communicate. I could tell niggas they bitch ass niggas all day, but a lot of motherfuckers is not gonna feel that way. Because I'm not saying it from a place of malice. I'm saying it from a place of me helping to exercise the demon of bitch assness. I don't want to see niggas be bitch ass niggas. I'm not just calling niggas bitch ass nigga because I feel like you should be a bitch ass nigga. I'm just saying it in a term of, if you do this is bitch ass nigga behavior. So if you find yourself doing this, I'ma need you to not do that. If you not taking care of your kids, you a bitch ass nigga. I'm not saying be a bitch ass nigga. I'm saying take care of your motherfucking kids and you won't be put into this fucking category. If you do this, you a bitch ass nigga. But if you stop doing this, you're no longer in that category. So nobody's doomed to be a bitch ass nigga forever. The only way you can be a permanent bitch ass nigga is if you keep doing permanent bitch ass shit. And that's the fucking thing. Like the way that I fucking communicate, nigga, I come off from a place of always trying to help. So even if I'm calling you out your name or I'm saying some fuck shit about you, or I'm saying you a fuck nigga or a bitch nigga, a buster, a punk, or some shit like that, it's always from a place of me telling you, my nigga, you're engaging in the behavior of bitch ass niggas and I'm gonna need you to stop doing that. Like I remember getting into a conflict at work probably like 2 or 3 months ago. Y'all know I'm a truck driver. I got an assigned tractor at my job. And one day, like, a coworker came and borrowed my motherfucking truck, like, on my time when I was supposed to be doing it. And of course, like, I'm showing the fact that I'm fucking frustrated. So I see the dude in my truck and I'm like, hey, homie, you in my truck, my nigga. Like, I'm gonna need you to get up out my truck. Like, that's my shit. I got somewhere to go. That motherfucker already fueled up. I got everything like I like it. Nigga, I got my radio to the right station and all that shit. I'm gonna need you to get up out my truck. So the dude like, man, you ain't gotta be mad about it. Like, you ain't gotta be aggressive. I said, my nigga, I'm not getting aggressive. I'm like, nigga, we make far too much money at this motherfucking job for me to be aggressive. Nigga, I'm not even mad at you, nigga. I'm mad at the situation. And this is the thing, like, just with people in like conflict situations, like me personally, the way that I communicate in conflict, I could have escalated that shit. Like I did a fucking episode like 2 or 3 episodes ago about that shit, like not allowing motherfuckers' words to get you out of your character. Like you have to be too big to allow the words of a small motherfucker to get you up out of your element. So in this particular situation, You know, the dude like loped up. Like I was trying to like phone check him and shit. And I'm like, my nigga, I'm not trying to check you at all, nigga. All I'm doing is letting you know that shit belongs to me and you're in some shit that belong to me, my nigga. I'm scheduled to be in that motherfucking truck. All that aggression, all that motherfucking steam you got coming off the top of your motherfucking head, nigga, that shit ain't gonna help neither one of us, my nigga. Us getting into a fight ain't gonna help neither one of us, my nigga. All I need is my motherfucking truck. You know, at the end of the day, nigga, we in the corporate world. We not in the streets, my nigga. We are drivers. Nigga, we are employees at this motherfucking company. Me and you fighting ain't gonna do nothing but lead to me and you fired. And I can't afford that, nigga. I got kids, I got bills, I got a mortgage, I got rent, I got all type of shit I gotta take care of. So fighting you ain't gonna help neither one of us, my nigga. All I need for you to do is get another truck and give me mine. That's it, homie. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at the situation. I'm mad at the fact that my truck got taken. I ain't mad at you for taking it, because at the end of the day, I don't know why you took the motherfucker. I ain't never met you, so I know you ain't got no reason to dislike me. I don't think you was like, man, fuck that nigga Dolemite, I'm finna steal that nigga truck. I'm like, I'm sure you probably read the gate time in the motherfucking window and said, oh, okay, he not here yet. Let me go ahead and get this. But I'm here, so I need that. You know, and the dude jumped out the truck. Of course, he was fuming. He was mad and shit, but it's like, psh, it is what it is, my nigga. You know, and the thing is, it ain't like cause I'm a punk. Cause like I told him, like, nigga, trust me, bullshit ain't nothing. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna serve neither one of us to be in a conflict situation. You know, and that's the thing. Like, that's the thing when it comes to tact. That's the thing when it comes to fucking diplomacy. Every conflict situation don't have to turn violent. You know, every conflict situation don't have to be fucking escalated, my nigga. You know, like, something that I strongly believe is like, violence is the language of stupid motherfuckers. You know, like, violence is the language of broke motherfuckers. You know, like, if you can't just talk it out, it's because you're not an effective communicator. If you can't talk it out a lot of times, it's just because you just not that bright of a fucking person. Because, you know, like I talked about that shit on multiple episodes. You know, when it comes to conflict, nigga, it's conversation, compensation, or separation, my nigga. Violence is like the last fucking resort, my nigga. You know, like, it should only come to violence when, nigga, there's no form of compensation that can handle it. There's no words of conversation that can handle it. There's no way that you could separate from this person. That's the only time that I feel like violence is fucking necessary. 9 times out of 10, my nigga, like, I walk around very peaceful. You know, something that I've always told people close to me, people around me, it's a lot of shit that I fucking let slide because I got a lot to lose, my nigga. Like, I can't just throw shit away because a nigga said some bullshit that I didn't like. You know, I can't throw all this shit away because a nigga did some shit that might have minorly inconvenienced me, my nigga. You know, like, I think it was like the day before yesterday, or maybe even yesterday, my nigga, somebody like ran me off the road, my nigga. I fucking hit the K-rail and shit on the side of the fucking street, nigga. You know, luckily it was like my car wasn't damaged. All it did was like leave a scrape on the side of my tire, but I had Brownie in the car. You know, and like I was telling people, like, when they seen this shit happen and asked me about, like, nigga, I'm just glad Brownie was in the car. You know, like, I'm glad I didn't allow my anger to make me chase this nigga down and get into a violent situation with him, because I don't know how far that shit would have went. Over a motherfucking tire that, number one, wasn't even popped. It wasn't even really damaged. Like, nigga, I could have easily replaced that tire. Nigga, if I take that motherfucker to the car wash right now, the tire gonna be clean and you'll never know that shit happened. But the anger that I felt in that moment could have made me throw that shit away like that, my nigga. Like, instantly, nigga, I could have just broke bad on a nigga. You know, did some Grand Theft Auto shit, try to snatch him out his car or threw something at him or ran him off the road. Just any stupid shit. Over something that wasn't nothing. Over something that after about an hour, I wasn't even mad no more. You know, and like, that's the fucking thing just about conflict resolution. You know, like, just keeping your fucking head above fucking water at all times. You know, like, I've done episodes about that shit, about remaining conscious at all fucking times. You know, like, there's a lot of situations that you allow yourself to go into autopilot. Because you allow your motherfucking emotions to get ahead of you, my nigga, and you can't fucking do that. A big part of what I'm gonna be talking about in this fucking episode when it comes to communication is not reacting emotionally, but moving strategically, moving with your motherfucking mind more than moving with your fucking emotions. Cause like I always say, my nigga, if you allow your motherfucking heart to drive the car, you always gonna crash. Like I'm a big fucking proponent of strategy over fucking emotion. Whether that be just how you move in life or how you move in fucking conversation. Like it's a lot of times when you have conversation with people, when you talking to people and they say some shit and you take it out of context. You talking to somebody and they say something that you kind of like the way that they said it, you didn't really like it. And like my thing is when it comes to communication, a big part of fucking communication is context. Context is fucking important. Whether that be you receiving what they said in context or you making sure that they understand that what you said was in proper context. Like something that I'm big on in this motherfucking show is me being able to say everything that I gotta say to where it could be clipped in a little short clippings and it'll always be in context. Because that's the fucking thing about like the content game podcasting. Like shout out to Kevin Samuels. Like this is one of the things. People read little clips of what Kevin Samuels say and they get pissed off because they didn't get the full fucking context. They didn't understand what all he was saying. And me, like I try to be very strategic with my motherfucking words because I understand, my nigga. Like who was that said that shit? I think it was Shakespeare that said brevity is the soul of wit, which basically means that very intelligent people could say highly profound things in very few words. Like I'm proud of my ability to use analogies a lot of times to get people to understand the shit that I say. I like to be able to say shit effectively without using a bunch of words. I don't need 32 fucking paragraphs to say what the fuck I gotta say a lot of times. Like nigga, I'm just quick with it. Like I just say it. So you get that shit. Like nigga, I could say, I could give you a whole novel worth of information in a fucking tweet on Twitter. And like I pride myself on that shit because I always love to be taken into context. No matter what I say, no matter how I say some shit, I value context. Even when I'm listening to a person talk, a lot of times, like sometimes I'll be in conversation with people and I'll be like, huh? And they be like, you heard me? Yeah, I know I heard you. But a lot of times I gotta process what you said. Sometimes when I say, huh, a lot of times when you say huh in a conversation, people will reiterate what they say and sometimes they'll go more in depth into what they say because a lot of times when I say it, it's not because I didn't hear you. A lot of times it's because I didn't understand you. And like that's the thing when it comes to conversation. A lot of times where some people fuck up at is I think they get offended when you seem to not be listening. Sometimes I just don't fucking hear you. I could be paying complete fucking attention to you. But a lot of times, nigga, my mind be somewhere else, nigga. I could be focused on something else. I could have some shit going on. So sometimes, like, I'll say huh 3 or 4 times in the conversation, even though I heard you clearly, but I gotta fucking process that shit. Sometimes a motherfucker could be giving you a lot of fucking information in a short amount of time. And you gotta fucking process it. So sometimes, nigga, I just say huh to slow your ass down, nigga. Like, huh? What'd you say? Nigga, you heard me? Yeah, I heard you, but say that shit again, cause I gotta catch that part. Like I'm with the chopped and screwed shit a lot of times when I listen to motherfuckers talk. Because like on this motherfucking podcast, I talk a lot faster on this fucking show than I talk in real life. The reason I talk faster on the show is because I need that shit to be entertaining. Because nigga, me personally, when I listen to podcasts, nigga, one of my pet peeves with podcasts is motherfuckers who talk too slow. Like motherfuckers who like they got a lot of gaps and they fucking be like, yeah, today's episode is gonna be about trucks. Today we're gonna talk about, like, that shit is boring, my nigga. Like, nigga, my ADHD kick in. And me personally, when I talk to niggas in conversation, I'm a slow talker. But when I do this shit, like, I speed that shit up. And I feel like that's another big part of communication. Who you're talking to. Like my audience. I speak the way that I speak because, like, I want to talk to the podcast audience, people who listen to podcasts. Like, the reason that some podcast players have a option to speed that bitch up is because sometimes, nigga, you ain't got time to be waiting for a motherfucker to develop his thoughts, nigga. Sometimes you gotta fucking get that shit out the way, my nigga. Sometimes you gotta hurry the fuck up and say what the fuck you gotta say. It's a lot of motherfuckers that I can't fucking listen to because it's too slow, my nigga. It's a few podcasts that I literally gotta turn the speed up to 2 times fucking speed just so I could fucking, like, listen to that shit without falling asleep, my nigga. Like, I'm not no fast talker, but when I'm on this fucking show, I talk fast because it's like, nigga, I can't. I know how that shit sound to listen, so I can't be the motherfucker talking slow to where I know my audience gonna be dozing off, my nigga. I gotta make sure to hit niggas real hard, real fast. So, nigga, once I get this motherfucker cracking, you already entertained. Like, you already waiting to hear what the fuck I gotta say. Like I said, nigga, it's a method to the motherfucking madness when it comes to the way that I communicate. I use profanity because, nigga, this a grown people show. I say a lot of what I say to help younger people, but at the same time, nigga, this show is for adults. This shit not for children, my nigga. Like, if y'all motherfuckers have watched this motherfucker, y'all niggas done seen. I done had my kids on this motherfucker. I literally will be recording the show with Brownie in my lap or Deuce sitting next to me or some shit. But at the same time, like, nigga, this is an adult fucking show. Like, the reason that I start the show by saying good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckettes, is because I want to catch your fucking attention right there once I start, my nigga. Like, I really want to let you know the type of motherfucking shit you finna get into. Nigga, the reason this motherfucker's called Too Much Game is because that's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you a whole lot of motherfucking meat and potatoes. And, like, when I tell people about how they should communicate, my nigga, with they motherfucking speech, nigga, you should be trying to say everything that you gotta say while you're saying it, my nigga. Like, don't try to drag shit out, my nigga. Don't try to go on these long ass rants and shit to show niggas how fucking smart you are because, in the Bible it say, in the multitude of words, sin is not lacking. Like I said, nigga, I quote the Bible a lot on this motherfucking show because it's a lot of shit that I read in the Bible that's fucking universally true, my nigga. Y'all niggas know, like, I'm not like a big Bible person because I know that it was a stolen book. It was plagiarized and, it was fucking remixed and remastered 1,000 motherfucking times. So, nigga, the context of it is all over the place. But at the same time, from what I read, a lot of this shit is shit that I'm gonna be able to use for the rest of my life. But at the same time, nigga, like it says, in the multitude of words, sin is not lacking. Basically meaning, a lot of times when motherfuckers just running their motherfucking mouth, it's like I tell people all the time, nigga, the more you speak, the more opportunity you give people to show how stupid your ass is. Like, I do a motherfucking 1 hour podcast, but for the rest of the week, I don't be talking. Anybody who knows me personally know I'm a very observant person. I'm a very quiet person. I'm a fucking introvert, nigga. 9 times out of 10, I'm sitting in the back observing. I'm not the life of the party. I'm not the type of person that, like, you'll see out on the scene in the club or front line and shit. I've never been a front line type of person. I'm always a play the back type of person. Like, I do this motherfucking podcast, but I'm a silent nigga. And it's because I understand, my nigga, like, I don't speak unless the words that I'm getting ready to deliver are gonna hit hard. So I don't like walk around just trying to talk to niggas to sound fucking smart. Cause at the end of the day, nigga, what the fuck purpose does that serve me, my nigga? Me showing you how smart I am don't help me in no fucking way. So 9 times out of 10, I shut the fuck up. And I was always taught that the nigga that do all the talking is always the weakest motherfucker. The loudest motherfucker in the room is the weakest motherfucker in the room. I've always believed in that. I've always believed the most intelligent motherfuckers in the world is the motherfuckers who could say 5 or 6 words and shake the whole motherfucking room. And that's usually me. Like me in conversation, nigga, a lot of times, nigga, I'll let you do your thing, nigga. Then I come in with a motherfucking one-liner or a two-liner. Because like I said, nigga, the most important tool you have in conversation is your motherfucking ears. A lot of people feel like the main thing of communication is talking. The main thing of communication is saying shit. No. The main part of fucking communication is listening and understanding. That's the reason you got 2 ears and 1 motherfucking mouth. Because you supposed to be listening twice as much as you supposed to be fucking talking. But a lot of motherfuckers got the game backwards. A lot of motherfuckers listen to reply and not listen to understand. A lot of the reason that men and women have these breakdowns in relationships and these breakdowns in communication, and motherfuckers will say shit like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Oh, we're speaking 2 different languages. We just don't understand each other. It's because motherfuckers ain't trying to understand. Like a big part of why I feel like I'm so successful with women is because I understand. Because I pay attention. Because I fucking listen. Because I'm not trying to show women how much I know, but I'm trying to understand as much as I can. Like I tweeted, I don't know, like last week or some shit. Like I listen to female podcasts way more than I listen to male podcasts. And the funny thing is the context of the tweet was me joking, but I was serious. Like I like to listen to female podcasts because it's always funny to me to realize how little they understand about men, but how vocal they are about men. And this ain't no shot, this ain't no shade, this ain't no slight. But a lot of times I do listen to female podcasts because I just be wanting to get that little fucking peek into the window of how women think. Like I really be wanting to understand like why they do what they do, why they say what they say, why they feel how they feel. Like, it's a lot of shit that women are saying in podcasts that'll give you a whole lot of fucking insight into why they do what they do, why they feel how they feel, how they view us as men, how they view us in how we move and what we do. And I was telling one of my homegirls one day, like, nigga, if you want to understand men, all you got to do is go listen to some of our fucking podcasts. Because at the end of the day, like I've told people about podcasting in general, what podcasting really is, from my personal perspective, is podcasting is an invitation into people's living room. A lot of what podcasting is you getting a peek into what we talk about in barbershops, what we talk about in the living room with our friends, what we thinking about as we're watching TV. Shit that we'll tell our little brother if he asked us for advice. Like that's all fucking podcasting is. So a lot of times, like I'll listen to women podcasts that talk about relationships to see how women approach relationships, how women view relationships, how women view men. Like I tell women a lot, like when you listen to Kevin Samuels, do you listen to the whole fucking show or do you just watch the clips? Because if you hate Kevin Samuels, you obviously only watching the clips. Because at the end of the day, that nigga don't fucking hate women, my nigga. Like that nigga don't hate fucking nobody. That nigga hates sorry motherfuckers that try to go beyond they motherfucking boundaries, my nigga. Like Kevin Samuels, he's just the type of motherfucker that has to be entertaining in the way that he articulates himself in order to get them numbers that he get. Us in the content game, we should all understand what Kevin Samuels was and why Kevin Samuels articulated himself the way that he did. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have nothing that stand out, ain't nobody gonna fucking pay attention to you. If Kevin Samuels got on his motherfucking episodes and pandered to people, nobody will want to hear that shit. Like you have to stand out. You got to do something that makes you different or you'll never be fucking remembered. You know, like something that I fucking pride myself on, like something that I'm very proud of is motherfuckers and motherfuckers. I made that up. That's me, nigga. I say that. That's my shit, my nigga. Like, I have something and I do something that don't nobody else do and can't nobody else fucking replicate. A million niggas could say motherfuckers and motherfuckers, but they didn't make it up. You know, it's a lot of shit that I say. It's a lot of ways that I say what I say that other motherfuckers can't fucking do, and I pride myself on that. You know, like my product, nigga, this motherfucking podcast, just like with Kevin Samuels, nigga, it's unique to me. You know, and like that's what I appreciated about Kevin Samuels. What he did was unique to him. Whether people liked it or hated it, he just kept doing that shit, and he was successful in the lane that he had. And I respect the fuck out that shit. Whether motherfuckers liked him or hated him, he did what he did, nigga. He did his motherfucking numbers. You know, and the nigga was excellent at that shit, my nigga. You know, like a lot of what I seen in Kevin Samuels, I would literally be like, man, nigga, I gotta get like that. Like, nigga, there was a time where I was like, damn, nigga, maybe I should start wearing suits. Like, you know, like maybe that's what's gonna get me over the hump. Like, maybe I should start wearing suits. Like, maybe I should do this. You know, because at the end of the day, like that nigga inspired me, my nigga. You know, and I'm not saying it on no dick ride and shit. Like, just as a fucking content creator, seeing a motherfucker succeed, you know, in a similar fucking lane. You know, because that's the fucking thing as far as like how I see the backlash that motherfucker got. You know, like a lot of motherfuckers was mad at that nigga for really saying some real shit in a entertaining way. You know, because like I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, nigga, a lot of what I had written down when I started this motherfucking episode was about speaking tactfully. Something that nigga didn't do. And I get it. It was purposely done. Because if you would go back and watch old Kevin Samuels videos, that nigga had like a style channel where he would talk about like different colognes men should wear, and you know, like different shoes that you wear with different colored suits and shit like that. Like, he was a style channel, but he didn't crack off till he started doing the relationship shit. He didn't really start hitting that shit until he really started just, nigga, when he took the motherfucking you know, that like basically that nigga took the suit and tie off and start really talking that shit and start, you know, calling these motherfuckers out on their bullshit. You know, and that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, sometimes, you know, like me personally, I believe in tact. I'm very tactful. But him, he wasn't tactful at all. Like, I say bitch ass niggas and call bitches stupid ass bitches and shit like that. But at the same time, the way that I do it and the way he did it was different. I do that shit very tactful. He did that shit like he just didn't give a fuck. He had zero filter with it. But at the same time, like I say, there was a method to his motherfucking madness. Because he understood, nigga. When you say shit a certain way, it's gonna get a fucking reaction. Whether that reaction is good or bad, as long as you get that reaction, you'll always be successful. I've talked about that shit on episodes. I've told myself 1,000 fucking times that I was gonna write that show, but I never did because it always comes up in episodes. The value of fucking charisma. You know, like I've said, probably, nigga, literally like the last fucking 10 episodes I've done. You know, like since fucking Razor Ramon died. Like, nigga, if you can get a nigga to love you or hate you, as long as you get a nigga to feel something, you'll always succeed. And Kevin Samuels, just like fucking Sky Hall, Razor Ramon, and all these other motherfuckers are living and dying proof of that shit. As long as you can get a motherfucker to feel something, you'll be remembered. As long as you are able to make a motherfucker feel something, you'll be fucking successful. Just like with fucking Donald Trump. Motherfuckers love Donald Trump and motherfuckers hated Donald Trump. But whether you loved or hated him, you fucking felt him. You know, Kevin Samuels, same thing. You got one side that love Kevin Samuels. You got another side that fucking hate Kevin Samuels. But both sides are paying attention. So he's successful, my nigga. That's what fucking wrestling is, nigga. You know, like with Sky Hall, nigga, you either love Razor Ramon or you hated Razor Ramon. Either way, you watch that shit. Floyd Mayweather, same shit, nigga. The principle applies in everything, my nigga. Especially when it comes to content. Especially when it comes to fucking entertainment. Sports, things people watch. Nigga, I'm not turning the motherfucking TV on to watch a motherfucker do some regular shit. I'm either watching that motherfucker to love somebody or I'm watching that motherfucker to hate somebody. And that's the thing about a fucking Kevin Samuels, my nigga. Kevin Samuels said, nigga, I'ma say this shit. Some of you niggas gonna love me for it. Some of you niggas gonna hate me for it. But I'ma say this motherfucking shit. And that's the reason that nigga blew up. Because he was able to be on both sides of the fucking fence. And both sides of the fence had motherfuckers trying to jump over that bitch. And that's the fucking thing, my nigga. That's the most important thing in content. Making a motherfucker feel something, my nigga. That's the reason a lot of motherfucking shows ain't gonna go nowhere. That's the reason a lot of motherfuckers' audience is not gonna fucking grow. A lot of times, that's the reason niggas ain't fucking successful with women. That's the reason a lot of motherfuckers are losing in the dating game. You know, because again, like, you know, I don't do a relationship podcast no more. And I was saying that I was going to start doing like relationship topics. But for the most part, like I said, I got a different way of writing my show. I got a different way of fucking delivering my episodes. Nigga, I'm just literally just, a lot of times I'm going to write some points and I'm going to go off the top of the fucking head. But something that I believe in fucking relationships when it comes to charisma. You know, like women always say, why do men wife up bitches? Why do men wife up hoes? Why do men wife up promiscuous women? And the same thing on the other side of the fence. Niggas is always like, why do women go for thugs? Why do women go for bad boys? Nigga, what's going on, Jay Rock? You wearing gold clothing? But you know, they always ask, why do people go for these people? Why are women always fucking with these motherfucking dickheads and assholes and all of this shit? And it's because these motherfuckers are exciting. You know, something that I would say about women a lot, whether or not they agree with that shit, is a lot of times women value excitement over stability. Just because you're a good man, just because you're a fucking good father, just because you're a good provider, just because you're fucking romantic, that don't mean you always gonna win the dating game. You know, like, there's this fucking women want Russell fucking Wilson and shit. Like, oh, you know, they you know, like, oh, where's my Russell? I need to pray Sierra's prayer so I could get me a Russell. I'm tired of all these futures. The reason y'all fucking with the futures is because that's what attracts you. That's what you really want. You might say you want Russell because Russell looks good on paper, but a lot of y'all motherfuckers done had a million Russells that you done ran into and you let them run the fuck off because Russell's boring. Russell don't dress good. Russell don't make your coochie wet when you walk up on him. You know, like, Russell don't hit that spot like he's supposed to. Future got you busting the nut, nigga, before you even take your motherfucking panties off. You know, Future, that motherfucker, when he fucking ring the phone, nigga, you tripping over shit trying to get to that motherfucking answer. You know, same thing when it comes to women. Like, you know, like, oh, why do these niggas like all these Instagram models and all these IG thoughts and all that shit? Because, nigga, like, they're not boring. You know, people don't want to be bored in no fucking capacity. You know, this is also something that goes into communication and how you say shit, my nigga. Nobody wants to be bored, my nigga. You know, you gotta spice that shit up. You know, us as men, like me, like, I consider myself to be something like a fucking chameleon. Like, as a nigga, I got all that Russell shit, nigga. Y'all niggas know, if y'all follow me on social media, you follow me on Instagram, and you watch my story, nigga, I'm a full-time motherfucking father, my nigga. At all times, I'm highly involved. Like, literally, I'm probably gonna be fucking ending this episode soon because I gotta take my son to karate class. And after karate, I gotta go pick my daughter up from dance, my nigga. You know, like, I be on my Russell shit, nigga. Like, I'm a romantic motherfucker. Like, you know, like, I like chilling and spending quality time, and I want to know your fucking love language and all of that good shit, my nigga. But at the same time, nigga, y'all niggas see how I dress, nigga. Y'all niggas You niggas see what's going on and shit. Like, I'm not no geek neither. And like I tell my homeboys a lot, like my homeboys who are hopeless romantics, like my homeboys who try to romance women, my homeboys who be wanting to write women poems and tell them good morning every day, and oh man, I just want a woman I can spoil, take on dates and do all this shit. Yeah, nigga, that shit cool, but at the same time, nigga, a lot of females ain't into that shit, my nigga. Yeah, they want to be taken out on dates, but they want to be taken out on dates by a nigga that get they coochie wet, my nigga. They want to be taken out on dates by a nigga that they know is a nigga, like, like that nigga, he got that motherfucking, like my nigga fucking Walter LeRae said, nigga, that big Scorpio energy, my nigga. Like, you gotta have that big dick energy, my nigga. That Russell shit, that shit sound cool, it sound good on the radio. But nigga, that shit ain't always what motherfuckers want. Women as well. Like, yeah, nigga, you can cook and clean and that shit cool, but can you bust that thing open in the bedroom? Like, nigga, do you can you really suck some dick? Like, that shit is cool to be able to, oh, I cook and I clean and these guys aren't really looking for me. I got a good job and all of this shit. But these niggas is after all these bitches who be twerking, cause that bitch that be twerking look like she could suck a dick, my nigga. Like, you gotta have the full fucking package. Like, you can't just have the Betty Crocker shit, my nigga. Like, you gotta be Betty Crocker and Megan Thee Stallion in one person, my nigga. Like, as men, nigga, you gotta be Russell Wilson, but you gotta, like, dress like Future. Like, nigga, you gotta have the full fucking package, or a motherfucker's not gonna want it, my nigga. That's the thing. You gotta be fucking well-rounded. Just like to what I was fucking talking about when I wrote this motherfucker. I'm fucking way off, nigga. I'm on a tangent. Whole fucking episode is a goddamn tangent. But like, just the context of how you fucking communicate to people. Nigga, you have to have the type of speech that makes people want to listen to what the fuck you saying. Because if motherfuckers get bored, they gonna stop paying attention. And a lot of times when motherfuckers stop paying attention, that's how you get taken out of context. That's what fucks you up in communication. A lot of times, nigga, if I feel like what the fuck you saying is gonna be something that bores me, a motherfucker will tune the fuck out. Sometimes you having a fucking conversation and you can just tell the motherfucker just you just fucking womp because you boring. You could be talking about some very important shit, my nigga, but if you boring and the motherfucker's not gonna fucking pay attention, my nigga. So always make sure to fucking communicate yourself in a way that a motherfucker's gonna listen. Like me, like I said, nigga, I was a Christian for about 3 or 4 years, nigga, and I was like a full-blown 100% stomped down, 10 toes down, going to church 4 days a week Christian, my nigga. I paid tithes, gave offerings. Nigga, I got receipts for my motherfucking tithes, nigga. That shit was like 15 to 20% of my motherfucking income every year, but that's fucking irrelevant. But what I'm saying as far as like me being a Christian was I didn't use profanity. But nigga, once I stopped being a Christian, I started back using profanity because like I told motherfuckers, the thing that I love about profanity is like a fucking, it's like seasoning to a sentence. When you use profanity a lot of times, it makes people fucking pay attention. The reason I start the motherfucking show by saying good evening motherfuckers and motherfuckettes is because you pay attention. You're like, god damn, what the fuck this nigga, motherfuckers and motherfuckettes, not ladies and gentlemen, not kings and queens, not guys and all that bullshit that the way these niggas be starting they motherfucking shows. Hey guys, this is motherfucking some boring ass nigga on some bullshit ass show. Hey y'all, good fucking morning. No, bitch ass nigga, good evening motherfuckers and motherfuckettes. Nigga, I'm finna talk some shit. Because I want you motherfuckers to understand what the fuck I'm saying, my nigga. When it comes to fucking profanity, it, like, I could tell you be quiet 1,000 different ways. Be quiet. Silence. Hush. Be quiet. But a lot of times niggas would be like think about a classroom. It's a classroom full of kids and they all being fucking loud. They all talking and screaming and shit. And you like, okay, class, be quiet. Be quiet, class. You tapping on the board. Excuse me, class. Be quiet. If you yell shut the fuck up, everybody gonna be quiet and they gonna sit the fuck down. Nothing is as effective as shut the fuck up. Nigga, when you in the bedroom, my nigga, like, I don't give a fuck how fucking holy and sanctified you is, nigga. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up and take this dick is, nigga, that shit is undefeated, my nigga. You know, like, profanity is like my favorite shit in the world, nigga. I love profanity, dog, because it gets results, my nigga. It gets that motherfucking point across. You know, a lot of times when you talking to somebody, if you see them motherfuckers like, I start wandering, nigga, just throw a cuss word in that motherfucking catch they motherfucking attention, nigga. Like, yeah, man, so, you know, I'm on the way over here to, you know, go around to Ronnie house, cause, you know, Ronnie owed me like $7. You see a motherfucker, like, not paying attention, like, yeah, cause, you know, in a minute I'm gonna fuck Ronnie ass up. All of a sudden they gonna start paying attention. Huh? What? You gonna do what? Exactly, nigga. Like, you gonna fucking pay attention if I'm using the language that's gonna get your motherfucking attention. You know, like, that's the thing when it comes to effective fucking speech, effective communication. You gotta use the words that get motherfuckers to see what the fuck you talking about, to get motherfuckers to understand what the fuck you talking about. You know, and it's crazy because, my nigga, I swear to God, I'm gonna have to redo this motherfucking episode. I'm gonna really uncheck everything I checked on this motherfucker, because I'm gonna redo this motherfucker. Because now, like, I've been on so much of a fucking tangent, I'm just gonna call this motherfucker like the fucking, I don't know, nigga, the Kevin Samuels fucking freestyle or some shit. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, nigga, just to what the fuck I've been on this fucking tangent about for this whole motherfucking episode, as a fucking communicator, nigga, you have to communicate in an effective way. You have to communicate in a way that you'll be taken in context. You have to communicate in a way that motherfuckers will understand what the fuck you saying. They will pay attention to what you say because of how you fucking articulate yourself. Whenever you talking to people, put some motherfucking bass in your voice. Don't come at motherfuckers on that bitch ass shit. It's not always cool to speak quietly. Nigga, sometimes you gotta talk from your motherfucking stomach, nigga. You gotta speak from your fucking diaphragm. Nigga, you gotta fucking enunciate your goddamn words, my nigga. Like, all that, yes, I'm skilled, nigga. No, that shit don't, that ain't gonna fucking cut it, my nigga. Like, you have to speak confidently to no matter who you talk to. When you speak, you always gotta talk like you know exactly what the fuck you saying, even if you don't. Nigga, even if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, nigga, talk like you do. Nigga, just because that's what's gonna get motherfuckers to pay attention. That's what gets motherfucking results. Is you telling motherfuckers what the fuck is on your mind while it's on your mind. You know, like, a lot of times motherfuckers won't pay attention to your ass if you come at them too meek. You know, you come at motherfuckers like, excuse me, sir. Like, nigga, no, nigga, I'm here. Nigga, listen to what the fuck I gotta say, because I got some shit to say. I'm finna say some real shit, my nigga, so you need to be listening, because what the fuck I'm finna say is fucking important. You know, like, a lot of times I tell motherfuckers, like, nigga, if I'm on the phone, I feel like a motherfucker's not paying attention, I hang up. If I'm in a conversation with a person and I feel like they not paying attention, I fucking stop talking. Because one thing that I'm very big on as far as who I am and how I move and what I believe in is I don't believe in wasting my words, because my words are fucking important. And I tell people that shit. When they like, oh, what happened? Why weren't you talking? Because I feel like I'm wasting my motherfucking breath, and I don't do that. Nigga, I could be talking to anybody. Nigga, I got motherfuckers who literally tune in to hear what the fuck I gotta say every week. And they're waiting on it. So for you to be sitting here on this motherfucking phone seeming like you're not fucking paying attention, nigga, I could be talking to somebody else, my nigga. I don't talk just to be talking. Nigga, everything I fucking say is important. So if what the fuck I got to say ain't important, then you get the fuck off my phone. You know, and I fucking believe in that. I stand on that shit, my nigga. I don't sit here and waste my motherfucking breath talking to motherfuckers who ain't paying attention. You know, and that's the fucking thing. Like, nigga, it's how much respect you have for yourself to allow a motherfucker to not pay attention when you motherfucking talking. To let a motherfucker zone out while you talking to him. Nigga, what the fuck? Like, nigga, I could be talking to 6 other motherfuckers while I'm sitting here talking to your non-paying attention ass. You know, like, nigga, I feel like it's disrespectful to yourself to allow a motherfucker to tune out while you talking to their ass. But at the same time, a lot of it is your responsibility to speak in a way that will get them to pay attention to what the fuck you saying. Because if you speaking all meek and quiet and, you know, you got your shoulders dropped and shit, like, nigga, I ain't gonna listen to your motherfucking ass either, nigga. And I appreciate what the fuck you saying. You could be saying the realest shit in the world. You could be giving a nigga the winning lottery ticket numbers. But if you ain't saying it right, ain't nobody gonna listen. You could be telling the motherfucker some life changing information, but if you ain't saying it right, motherfuckers ain't gonna fucking pay no attention. So you gotta speak in a way that motherfuckers understand. And when the motherfucker speaking to you, you have to be as attentive as you can so you can understand what the fuck they saying. Because I'm a big believer in listening to understand, not just to respond. I'm a big believer in, nigga, you can learn anything from anything that you pay enough attention to. Nigga, you can learn from a motherfucking baby. You can learn from a kindergartner. You can learn from the stupidest motherfucker you know. Like I tell people, my nigga, like since I started this motherfucking this podcast, nigga, I learned a lot from people who I've seen in life that have failed. Nigga, my stepfather raised me from prison. A lot of what I learned from him, I learned through watching him fail. Like my father, the nigga who busted the nut that got me here. I learned a lot about how I want to be a father by watching him be a bad father to me. Nigga, he wasn't the best fucking father. But in what I seen him do that I didn't like, I said, nigga, I'm not gonna do that with my kids. I'm gonna be a 10 times better father to my kids that nigga was to me. And that's the fucking thing, my nigga. As long as you paying attention, you can learn anything from anything. You can learn anything from anybody as long as you pay attention. As long as you listen to understand. As long as you watch to understand. As long as you study to understand. Nigga, understanding is the key to anything. Nigga, understanding is the key to effective fucking communication. Because, nigga, I don't give a fuck how you say shit. Motherfuckers will know if your ass don't understand. Your communication ain't effective if you saying some bullshit. Nigga, you could be saying some shit powerfully. But if you saying some bullshit, nigga, eventually it's gonna get brought to the table. And that's what I said when I quoted that Bible scripture. In the multitude of words, sin is not lacking. When you just running your motherfucking mouth, you giving motherfuckers more and more opportunity to realize how little you understand about some shit. Like I talk about when it comes to teaching people, when it comes to showing people shit, when it comes to instructing people. Nigga, if you ever trying to teach somebody some shit, the greatest teachers of any subject, nigga, the smartest people, the best communicators, the best teachers in the world are people that can teach very complex concepts to simple minds. Something that I would always say in this motherfucking show. The aim of the Too Much Game podcast is to effectively communicate very complicated scenarios to be understood by very simple people. And I'm not saying that my listeners are simple people. I'm saying that there's concepts that I like to try to break down to where if a nigga 7 years old fucked around and tuned into this shit, he'll understand what the fuck I'm saying. Like I got a very broad fucking scale of motherfuckers who listen. Nigga, I got niggas in and out of prison who listen to this shit, and then I got motherfuckers who like corporate people and lawyers and all that shit. Like I got motherfuckers that's very intelligent. I got motherfuckers that ain't the brightest fucking light bulb in the chandelier. But at the same time, nigga, the information and how I deliver it should be able to be caught by both groups. Everybody listening should be able to understand what the fuck I'm saying and be entertained by the way that I'm saying it and understand everything that I'm saying. Because like I say, this ain't a fucking comedy show, nigga. This is an information show. But at the same time, even though I'm giving motherfuckers information, it has to be entertaining. It's infotainment, nigga. It's informative and it's entertaining at the same time. Or it's gonna be some bullshit, or ain't nobody gonna fucking listen to this shit. And that's what it was with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was giving you some real shit in an entertaining way. Whether you liked it or not, your ass listened. Whether you loved him or hate him, your ass paid attention. That nigga had motherfucking charisma, and that's something that we can all learn as content creators. You have to be motherfucking charismatic. Nigga, once you try to please everybody, you don't please nobody. You come in this motherfucker and you try not to hurt nobody's feelings. You just trying to come in this motherfucker and just be the fucking Sunshine Rainbow podcast. Ain't nobody gonna want to hear that motherfucking bullshit. That's the reason that nigga's up here and a lot of you niggas is down here. Because he didn't give a fuck who liked him. Nigga, you gonna love me or you gonna hate me, but the fuck I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Nigga, that's what motherfucking charisma is, my nigga. Charisma is motherfucking important in everything that you do, my nigga. So always keep that in mind, my nigga. Whether niggas love you or hate you, you gotta make sure motherfuckers feel you. And I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Uncle Dolemite of the Too Much Game podcast, live from the sanctuary once again. If you would like to support me financially, buy some merchandise at TooMuchGamePodcast.store. I got t-shirts, hoodies, and all type of shit. So go on there and get you some merchandise, nigga. If you would like to support the team, nigga, the motherfucking collective that I'm a part of, Townhouse Media, go to patreon.com/Townhouse Media, Town E House Media. Support the other Townhouse Media podcast, Sports For You podcast, live on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Nigga, shout out to them with John Watson, Mark and Nick motherfucking Freeze. Nigga, the Sports For You podcast, them niggas be going on Twitter Spaces, live on YouTube. I don't think they live on Facebook no more, so just check they YouTube lives out, 6 p.m. Tuesdays and shit. The motherfuckers, the realest sports podcast out there, so y'all motherfuckers go check them niggas out. Nigga, I think that's it. Nigga, follow me on social media. Too Much Game Podcast on Instagram, Too Much Game Pod on Twitter, at Uncle Dolemite, Twitter and Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Share this shit, nigga. Share my clips, nigga. If your ass don't want to buy no merch and none of that shit, nigga, share the clips or something, nigga. Tell somebody. But I think that's it. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game. I done dropped the music out with my stupid ass.